I don't know if you know, hopefully not, but it doesn't matter. But I asked all of your students, well, not all of them, the ones that I could,
Oh,
if
okay.
they had any questions
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
they wanted me to ask
Oh,
you.
all right.
So I had like, we've been going for 2:30, and I mean, it's been so good. And I still have like a lot of conversations or a lot of questions I would like to have with you, but I want to be respectful of your time.
Okay,
You
yeah, yeah.
have 3 hours. It's been 2.5 plus. It's your wife's birthday,
Oh, yeah,
so I
yeah.
definitely don't want to eat up more of your time. I'm gonna pull up some of these questions and maybe skip through the ones maybe we've already touched base on, but I even kind of divided them a little bit. Let's see. Do you want to know who asked the question, or do you just want to know the
Don't
question?
matter.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We had a ton. Well, I kind of like sorted them out on like mindset and strategy and
Mm-hmm.
business and what
Oh,
people were
okay. Yeah, yeah,
asking.
yeah.
So, mindset was a very popular topic. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump there to the mindset. I think people are hungry for mindsets, for a good mindset, for a warrior mindset. Um so okay, let's go here. So, this was a popular question asked by four people, different students. Um, as someone in their early 20s, oh, actually, okay, let's split that up because two different questions. If you could go back in time and give your young self advice, what would that be?
Man, that's hard because I wish I had jujitsu earlier. Like my first jujitsu coach, not the first one in Michigan, but the one here, Mr. Wall. He was a good mentor, really good person. I learned a lot from him. But I was already 26, 27 when I got to really get to work under him. I wish I would have had someone like that earlier.
Mm,
Would have changed a lot of things because um I didn't have martial arts. I didn't have jujitsu like that back then, right? So I'm just lifting weights. You're just doing what
what you
you're kind of
can.
lost, man. You don't really
Mm,
have anywhere to, and then when you got jujitsu and you have a mentor like that, you have some guidance, right? You have like a
like a map.
yeah, you got like some help. That's why you were asking me earlier, well, who'd you look up to? I'm like, well, I didn't have anyone until I really met him
Mm,
to where he really kind of set the tone for like affirmations. I didn't know what those were,
mm.
I didn't know what the word meant, never really heard of it. He would have messages up the week on the board, and so that's where all the positivity stuff comes from. I was like, this is a whole different world, man. This is some good stuff. Like, I was dealing with a lot of stuff, like most people do now, but without the mental toughness part, right? So
The discipline.
I started learning about all these affirmations and positive thinking and stuff like that. And so I wish I would have had that back then, but I didn't. So, you're kind of like a lost individual just kind of doing what other people do because this is what other people are doing. You drinking, hanging out,
Mm,
lifting weights, doing dumb stuff. I don't know, just not really being all that productive, right?
mhm.
Um, so yeah, when I was in my earlier 20s, I think I could have been a lot better as a person if I would have had someone like that at an earlier state. I mean,
Mhm.
luckily for me, I still met him at 26, 27, and it wasn't until we got to really a year or two into it where it really started to like kick in. It's like someone that comes to me for jujitsu and they're not really like a troubled person, but needs some help in some certain areas. It ain't gonna happen in the first 30 days. I mean, with this one guy, it says already changing some health things and stuff like that. But um, I wish I would have had uh jujitsu and a jujitsu coach like that, a real mentor, because I'm basically giving back in a way like the way he gave to me to my
Mm.
students because he wasn't just a coach. I had a lot of coaches. right?
Mm.
Basketball coach, baseball coach, I
Mm.
bowled, bowling coach, like, uh, uh, a boxing coach was good. My boxing coach was good, but he still didn't give to me what what this jiu-jitsu coach gave to me.
Mm.
More life things. And also maybe it was just that time for me, I guess, mid 20s, mid to late 20s and like you need to change some things and so I wish I would have I wonder what my life would be like if I had that earlier, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I guess that's all I can say on that.
So, for today, for someone in their 20s today, what advice would you give them in building a better life both on and off the mats?
Your finances,
Mm.
get your credit score in order, get your budget in order, get your money in order because when you're broke, hurting, living paycheck to paycheck, it it makes things hard. It
Mm.
makes things hard for you and the person you're with if you're with someone, and if they ain't got it together, or if you do and they don't, or yeah, that and your health,
Mm.
finances and health are the two core things that people need to have in order, like ASAP. Like if your
Mhm.
health isn't right, you're gonna be struggling, and then if your finances aren't right, you're gonna be struggling. And I guess the third part is like when I say health, it needs to be really like in these days, the time that we live in now
Mm.
is the mental health.
Mm.
Because coming up in the 90s, man, in high school, mental health wasn't even a word.
Right.
Words, those that wasn't a phrase, that wasn't a thing. No one had mental health. Like no one had it was not a
Not a
thing. It was
thing.
not it
Yeah.
was not a thing. Now it's a huge thing and everyone has it. I'm like, really? All these people have like how can all these people have that big of a problem like that? It's just Eh, no, they don't. They just need to it's life. It's called life, and life is hard, and life sucks, and it's gonna
Mhm.
give you some really crappy things, and like I said, people are gonna die, your pets are gonna die, and just bad things are gonna happen, and you just need to know how to deal with those things. So, it ain't really mental health, it's just life, man. It's just life. So, yeah, those things there. If you don't have those in order, man, life is hard. It's gonna
Th-
be harder than what it is.
There you go. So, how do you keep training 2 times a day against students 20 years younger than you?
What I've mentioned about the situation that happened to me in high school. It just you asked what was the change that changed the course of time. It'll
Mm.
never. I don't care if it's a 20-year-old I bump into at Buffalo Wild Wings watching UFC. Man, if you want to get down, man, we could just
You're gonna be
we're
ready.
gonna be ready. Just it's it. It's in the back of my mind all the time. I have to be ready. It's on the board of our rules that we have in the school. I think it's number 9. Stay ready.
Mhm.
Just be ready, man. Just be
Mhm.
ready. So that's why I do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
How do you manage training consistently when you have family, work, and other obligations?
It's like breathing. It's like brushing your teeth.
Mm.
It's like it just has to be there. It can't. And once I made that decision when I moved here from Michigan, and like I said, it didn't matter. My mom would, hey, mijo, I made dinner. You come over. I'm training tonight. It's jujitsu. Like, really, you just gonna not gonna come eat your mom's cooking to go to jujitsu class? That's a sin, man, in Mexican thing, right? Like your mom's made you dinner and inviting you over, and you're skipping it for jujitsu. Hey, man, I'm going to jujitsu class. Call
Mm.
me on a different day. I trained on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I'll come over eat Tuesday. I'll eat Friday, right? Just don't call me on those days. And so with that mindset, nothing gets in the way of my training. Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Great answer. So, um, some of these are kind of redundant. How do you stay motivated and not lose sight of your why?
Mm, I guess I've always just there's a little video that I got out there that kind of floats around out there, and it's just me talking about like I left General Motors, good paying job, insurance at the time. We had the best insurance that you could have. at the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna give all this up. It, I'm going all in. Like there's no half ass in it. There's just no half step in it. There's just it. It's everything or nothing.
Mm.
So that's what everyone gets. Everyone gets from me everything, and I give everything. And there's just no other way to do it because if I'm gonna do it a different way, then I should stop doing it and go do something else.
Mm.
So that's just the mindset with it. It's so easy. It's just easy for me to do what I do. It the same shakes every day, the same vitamins, the same this, the same yeah, but it's what needs to get done for me to be where I need to be. And so, the bar set high. I expect my students to be a certain, good at a certain way. The schools looks a certain way. My jujitsu had to be a certain way. I didn't want to just open a school and there's nothing wrong with that black belts that don't compete, but I didn't want to be an average black belt that didn't compete, that had a
Mhm.
school. I wanted one with a certain kind of accolades. I wanted to be the one to where like if you wanted to do what I've done, then go to Japan, go to Brazil, go to London, go to France, go to Italy, go to all these places and win and go do all the things that I've done. The bar is set very high for anyone that wants to
Mhm.
follow in my footsteps and try to beat me. Yeah, go after it, man. Let me see you
Beautiful.
do it. Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we know that BJJ or Jiu-Jitsu has taught you so many lessons, but somebody wants to know the biggest lesson Jiu-Jitsu has taught you,
The biggest lesson I would say is
or
be,
impactful, I would
just
say.
well, the lesson would be mental toughness.
Mm.
You have to develop that mental toughness on the mat. But see, I wrestled also, so that helped me develop it as well. Because wrestling's hard. It's just as hard, if not harder. You know what I'm saying? But um, it helps you develop that, and that's why I'm saying a lot of people should do it because they're mentally weak. You want to get tough, do tough things, man. You want to toughen up, you got to do tough things, and jujitsu's tough. It's a lesson that it's given me time and time again because me rolling with those 20-year-olds, they're catching up. They're getting good. I got good students. I got tough guys to roll with, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
Mhm.
So I'm making it hard. I could easily roll with other students, and
Right.
make my life a lot easier on the mat,
Or not
or
roll.
or not roll. But I want the problems.
Mhm.
I want the problems. I want the difficulties that these guys bring because they're making me better, and I know I'm making them better.
Mhm.
That toughness with each other is making each other better. So the impact. Man, it just made me a better person all the way around.
Mm.
Without jujitsu, I'd be a different person. I wouldn't be the person saying these things to you. It's just there's just no way. There's no way.
Mhm.
Without jujitsu, I don't have that superpower, man. I just don't. I don't. I'd probably just be just an average person, man. And I don't believe I'm average. I just think I'm not because of jujitsu. It's impacted me in that way to where like, um, it's made a huge difference. It really
Mm.
has. Yeah.
What inspired you to become a coach, a jiu-jitsu coach?
Um, I'll be honest. At first, I hated my job. I just wanted to get out that job. I hated it. I just wanted to teach jujitsu. And then it wasn't until a little while later after that where I was like, it's not really about that, man. It's really about the people.
Mm.
It really is. It's really about the people. It's really what jujitsu is. It's about the kids that are dealing with bullying. It's the kids that are in broken up homes. It's with kids that are dealing with whatever they're dealing with, the teenagers, the adults. I didn't know because as a student, like I said, when you go in, you're not really talking to your teammates about their problems, right?
Right.
Right? You're going there to train. Hey, all right, cool. I'll see you in the next class. I go there and these people are telling me their problems. And then it just started to become like all the time. I'm
Mm.
like, wow, man, and there's so many people going through some really hard things. I was on the opposite end. I was a student. for all those years.
Mm.
Now I'm a coach. So now people are like, "You're the guy that is on the walls. You're the guy on the you know, um, Facebook post, whatever. I want to talk to you. I want
Mhm.
to. Can you help me? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Kind of thing." And so I just came to realize, like, man, I need to be a better coach. So what
Mm.
do? You start getting books. You start listening to coaching. You start listening to leadership.
Mm.
So I listen to all this stuff on a daily basis. On a
Mhm.
daily basis is what I listen to every day. So it's a skill set that always has to be developed on how to be a better coach, how to work with people, deal with people, how to help them,
And evolve with the changing
right. Yeah, at the
times.
times, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
What is your proudest moment in jujitsu?
Oh, man, there's quite a few of those. Um, there's things inside of you where you just tell yourself, like, I don't know if I can go out there and do that. Um, I don't know if I can. I know I'm good, but I don't know if I'm that good. I don't know if I'm able to fly over there or drive over there to do that. Each championship that I've won, like in the Masters division, the gi, all were like kind of that thing. Like, I'm gonna go give it a shot. I know I'm good, but man, those guys are really good, man. Those guys are better than me. I know they're better than me. And then when you win, you kind of surprise yourself, like,
Mm.
"Yeah, I did it, right?" And then I was like, well, maybe I was luck. Maybe I don't want people to say that was luck. So let me see if I can go do it again. So
Mm.
I did it again. And I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can do it again because now the divisions are bigger. They're like 12-man division, 14, and now it's like 30-man division because, as
Mhm.
the years went on, more and more people were getting black belts and competing more. So then I did that, and then so I surprised myself in that way. And it's like, those are all, and the list goes on. Japan, and I lost Japan 2 years in a row before I won the third year. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Those are long flights. That's a long way to go to lose before I won. That was a special moment. I
Mhm.
went to Australia by myself, no team, no nothing. Um, all of them really, they all have like a certain place of meaningful impact of like that battle within yourself of like, I know I trained hard. I know I ran. I know I worked out. I know I ate right. I know
Mm.
my jujitsu is good, but is it that good to go out there and beat these guys in this country, that country, here, there, whatever? You don't know until you go out and try it, right? And then when you do it, it's like, man, I
Mhm.
did it. So they all have I fought a lot of great guys, man. I have. And, I've lost to some of the best ones and I've beaten some of the best ones. And so, yeah.
What are some of your proudest moments as a professor?
Um, Watching students just go through, work through the things that they're going through. Like, if you want to talk like competition wise, I got a lot of those. I've helped so many students go out there and win. Um,
As a
and
professor, as a
take go
coach?
as a coach, but like as a coach on the mat on a day-to-day basis, just I know I've helped a lot of people change their lifestyle for the better,
Mhm.
their health, their finances, even some that don't even train with me anymore. I know they're in a way better place because they trained under me because I helped them like fix their budget, fix the way they thought about money,
Educate them.
educate them in their health and their families are doing, they're healthier, eh, so I don't really have just one because I have so many students over 15 years that I've had like a lot of great moments of working with
Mm.
so many people like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is amazing because you have all these great moments, it sounds like. So it's like you
Mhm.
can't even pick from one.
No, you just gotta give me a student, give me a name. I'm like, oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, man, shoot, yeah, man, we did this together, we did that together, we went here, and I helped them do this and helped them, we, together, me as a student, as a coach, and them as a student,
Mhm.
or whatever, or just watching someone go through like, man, maybe even sometimes where a person don't really feel like living kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And you help them work through those kind of things of like why they are important enough to like to be here. Those kind of things. I've had
Mhm.
some pretty
That's deep.
conversations with people, man, when they come in and tell you things that you're just not even expecting. You're just like,
Mhm. Taken aback.
yeah, I was just like, wow, I wasn't expecting to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of people. You're talking 15 years of working with thousands of people. You know,
Yes. What is your routine before jujitsu competitions? What does your
mm,
routine look like?
it it's more like so I eat a thing like with dark chocolates and stuff like that. I get this trail mix, got dark chocolates in there. I'll go in there and grab a handful of that, eat some of that almost on a nightly basis. That's got to go. Um, you know, the pizzas with like the thin crust, grilled chicken, just spinach, tomatoes, that stuff's got to go. Wine's got to go, whatever. Now it's just like a strict, egg whites, sweet potatoes, like, calorie, like watching, cause you got to make the weight. A lot more cardio. Besides that, everything's the same.
Mm.
Like I can compete tomorrow if I wanted to, and I'd be in
You're
shape
ready.
to do it, right? So not much is changing. I would just have to change according to the weight class because I would have to get rid of the extra goodies like Torchies, like, we go to Torchies and I'm having, whatever. And it's like, it's grilled chicken and, whatever, but still it's just whatever they put in your tacos and stuff like that. But I can't eat out, basically. I don't eat
Mm.
out anymore. I'm eating at home. Everything is
Mhm.
cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Stay ready.
Stay ready. Yeah.
Have you ever faced any difficulties that made you want to quit?
Mm, I've never thought about quitting.
Mm.
Only thing I wouldn't say quitting jujitsu, quitting coaching maybe. Um, in that span of years of, like I said, dealing with certain people who are
Mhm.
just like, I guess, entitled to
Mhm.
where like, I don't know. Man, I don't know if I want to deal with people anymore. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? But jujitsu, no. Never,
Mhm.
ever, ever have I ever thought like I think I need to take a break from jujitsu. No, I even when I like even this week, man, I trained so hard this week. It's like I'm training for something and I'm not. And I'm like, okay, I trained hard this morning. I'm gonna go tonight and I'm not gonna train. Man, everyone's in there getting after it, grinding, man. And I'm like, it happened last night. I was like, sat out the first round. I was like, I'm just gonna coach. I'm just gonna coach. I'm just, had good training this morning. I'm good, worked out, and I'm like, nah, man, they're just having too much fun, man. It's hot. I'm already hot. I'm sweating. I already have my stuff on because I'm teaching class. I told Justin Cameron, man, let's go, man. Let's get after it. So then we did like 3 rounds or two and a half long, two plus a long round, and it's hard to say no, man. It's hard. It's like I want to be out there. You see what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
want to be out there. Like I want to be on the mat. I don't want to be at home. Again, it's nothing against my wife. Like I'm not happily married or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's like we're just sitting here watching a movie. We're not really doing anything constructive. And it's like I could be training, man. I could be getting after it. And that's me. That's
Mhm.
me. I want to just get after it. I want to just, you know, been
Definitely.
in there and put the work in and just, I feel like a bum, right? I
Mhm.
feel like a bum. And Sophia gets mad at me all the time. Like, you don't know how to relax. You don't know how to chill. Like, you always got, I'm like, I just got that fear in my mind. Like, man, once you slow down and stop, man, that's it. Right? Like, that's it. Like, I gotta, no, I just gotta keep it moving.
What place have you traveled to that impacted you the most, and what is it about that place that stood out to you?
Man, it's like competition. It's all the same. Portugal's beautiful. You know, Rome is beautiful. The Colosseum. you're thinking, "Oh, man, this is the best place ever," and then, you go to Japan, and you're like, "Oh, man, this is a great place ever," and you're
Mm.
like, you go to Brazil, and you're like, "This is, is this man, Europe's awesome, Australia's awesome." Abu Dhabi, we went to Abu Dhabi and went to Dubai. I mean, I'm thinking, you get there and you're looking at the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world thing, and you're just like, golly, they
Mhm.
all have their own thing. I'm fascinated with Europe. I love Europe. I just love the old sculptures and the buildings, things that have been there for so many years. Japan, the samurai, the Japanese culture. I'm always been fascinated with them and their attention to detail and their work ethic on things is just, and to go there 3 times was just probably one of the best places I've ever been.
Mm.
Yeah.
What is the importance of having like-minded individuals in your circle?
Oh, success or failure.
There you go.
That's it. You don't have the like-minded individual, you're failing. That's why that right there is the core reason why I am the way I am and as hard as I am on everyone, because if I don't have that, man, we're all losing. You are
Mhm.
not going to be as good as you are. Lilo isn't, Cassie isn't, Danielle isn't, I'm not, and everyone else is in there. You're just not going to reach your true potential. You're just not, because you're around people that we can just be around anywhere else. But you go there, it's different,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So it has to be that way. That's why I fight so hard. Man, is having a rough time with one of the students. He hasn't been there recently. But it is what it is. I gotta stick to my guns, and it's like, man, I am not allowing certain things to happen on my mat. Yeah, and just not, because we have to be a certain way in order for us to be a certain way. It's as simple as that. So,
Who is your role model?
oh,
If you have
role
one, I
models.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of them. Of course, you got my dad. Growing up and what he's done for his family and how he helps people. He's always going out of his way to help people, stuff like that. He never wants to see anyone hurting,
Mhm.
struggling, financially, whatever. So he's always looking for ways. I think I have a lot of that. A good friend of mine, I don't see him too often, but like Brian Landine, he was a person, or is that, showed me different ways of like doing things for people, going out of your way for people, which I really started to kind of take a hold of that. Like, oh man, never seen anyone kind of treat other people the way this guy has. My other jiu-jitsu coach was a big impact. The first one, Mr. Wall, of course, the way he kind of laid the groundwork for um the like I said, the affirmations and stuff like that.
The mindset.
Because he always had those speeches in the class. Those
Mhm.
kind of things. Um, my other coach, Coach Bruno, he's a very competitive individual. He's win or lose, he's always getting out there, getting after it. Um, his mindset, we're very similar mindsets. Me and my current coach. I think that's why we've been together. I think what 11, oh, going on 13 years now, I think already. So, um, because he's a no nonsense coach like me. We're very
Mhm.
similar in the way we think and the way we talk. Um, so that's one. Um, and I would say that's about it. Yeah.
What inspires you to teach?
Just helping people,
Mm.
especially now. Like I said, before it was like, oh man, I just want to teach people jujitsu, man. This is great. Like everyone should learn this stuff, man. This is awesome, right? But then it becomes, well, look how many people need help
Mhm.
mentally, physically, right? And
Mhm.
so,
Helping people.
um, that's really what it comes down to. That's why I said, like, I'm not helping people being at home on the couch.
Mhm. Agreed.
I'm helping people with my presence on the mat, seeing what I'm seeing. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Whatever. And then the talks after class.
Mhm.
That's how I'm helping people.
What's your greatest regret in life?
Ooh, man. Man, you know, I don't know if you can have those because
Mm,
if you don't make mistakes and mess up and make bad choices, you don't know which ones, it doesn't, it puts you in certain places, right? Because if you're
mhm.
making all good choices, I mean, who does that? Like who
Right.
makes all good ones, right? You don't. You make some bad ones. You're like, man, I'll never do that again, or man, whatever. I don't know. There's just too many, I guess. I wish I would have moved down here earlier, sooner. But even then, even if I would have moved down here sooner, my
Right.
jujitsu coach wasn't even open yet. So there you go. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I can change. You can't change things. They're done. Things happen for a reason.
It's what you do with
Yeah,
them,
it's what you
right?
do with it. Like for wrestling, in my junior year, going into my senior year, that summer, my dad put me in a wrestling camp. Man, I was ready. Man, I trained all summer. I was ready. I was like, man, I'm gonna go to state. I'm gonna kill it. In the very first match of the season, I broke my thumb. Season's over. Like, y- you know, I can't change that. That wasn't had none of my doing. But I wish I could have seen what I would have done with all that hard work I did through the whole summer when everyone else is hanging out doing stuff and I'm like
Mm,
running, working out, going to wrestling camps. But you can't change that kind of stuff, man. You can't. You just, it is what it is, and so you you can't because then I wouldn't even probably be here. you know.
mhm.
So
Right. If you weren't a full-time jujitsu coach, what other career would you pursue? Mm.
nothing. There would be nothing else that I really would want to do, man. I mean, if there was no jujitsu on Earth ever, and that didn't even exist, man, I don't know. Um, I
What is
really,
the second option, I guess?
yeah. I mean, you would have to take all martial arts off the planet, like
Mm.
you know what I mean.
Mm.
I guess I'm meant to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm meant to do. I like those kind of I like those kind of sports. Like I said, I played basketball for. I love them. I'm a big sports fan. I watch Sports Center every morning when I get up. But I would just go to something else that's very similar. So you would have to take like everything off of that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So, what mindset is needed to be a champion? To be not just a jiu-jitsu practitioner or a really good jiu-jitsu athlete, but a champion
Well, just
from
a no excuse mindset. Like you're gonna fail, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna lose, and it's what you do with those losses is what really turns you into the champion because no one just starts off at the top in anything, right? Like pick any business, any sport, whatever. You just don't walk in and you're just number one already. You're not. You have to work your way through the crappy stuff, which is losing, failing, making mistakes, questioning yourself, doubting yourself. Like, man, am I doing the right thing? Should I? It's like once you get past all that and be like, all right, I'm going in on this. It's like when I moved, I went all in and moved. I didn't move like across town or in the
Mhm.
state, you know.
Right.
I went
An hour
yeah,
away.
exactly. I went to Texas, right? And then when I quit General Motors, I I left my insurance, I left everything and like I just severed ties with it, right? There's no turning back. I can't go back in and like, hey, I want my job back. That
Mhm.
they won't give it to you. It's over, buddy. You left. We gave you the money. Now go get out of here. So when you have that mindset of like, okay, I'm starting this and then there's no going back, then there's a champion mindset, right? Because you're eventually going to get there. You're going to win at some point. Is just, but if you have a backup, a cushion, I know guys that have opened up schools, but they have their day job still. You can't really, 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 really win that way because you're like, well, if this doesn't work out, I still got my day job.
Mhm.
But what if you don't have your day job? How far can you go in this thing? Because now you're putting everything in it because you're scared to death that this thing has to work. But in the back of
Mhm.
your mind, you're like, well, it don't really have to work because I would like it to work, but it don't really have to because I got this good paying job over here off the side. I know people like that. I wonder what they would be like and what their business would be like and their jujitsu would be like if they went all in on it and then quit their job. But
Mhm.
can you do that when you have a family? I did it. I had a daughter already. I wasn't a single man, right? When I did that, I had
Right.
a family and quit General Motors and left. And I'm like,
Boom.
that's it. It's all in. So that's how you build a champion mindset. It's just don't make excuses. Don't it's like that video. I don't know if you saw it in the team page earlier. It's like for the 10:30 class, the guy's like it's different clips of the same dude and he's like, "Oh man, he's making an excuse for the big strong guy, the skinny guy, the whatever guy." He just had an excuse for all the different whatever. It's like, dude, stop making excuses. Was kind of like the moral of the story, right? Like you just can't win that way. You're
Mhm.
not going to win that way. So yeah.
Easy. What do you think about talent versus hard work when it comes to the athletes you train?
Hard work all day. Hard work. Talent. I've met so many talented people, coached so many talented people. Those guys are gifted. The girls, whoever, are gifted. They've been given a gift, and when they lose, they don't know how to lose. They quit. They fold. They cry. They break. The one that's gone through all the crappy stuff first and just worked their way to the top already knows what losing feels like, already knows what being smashed is like, knowing what failure is like. They did the hard work to get there versus the
Mhm.
talented one. I put my money on that person all day.
Mm.
All day. The talented one, man, just one failure. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. I've coached these people. I've coached these people. Gifted athletes. They're on a winning streak and they lose one time. Not the same person after that. Not the same person.
Wow.
Yeah. They're not they're just fragile. They break.
Clear
So
as
yeah,
water then.
yeah. Hard work all day.
What's your take on recovery from training, especially for us adults, students over 40?
Mm, you don't have to be over 40. You could be 18 and sleep.
Mm.
Your body can't recover if you're not sleeping. You need to, you need to recover. That's when your body heals itself. So, because I don't like the over 40 thing,
Mm.
because I'm almost 50 and I train 3 times a day, right?
Mhm.
Hard, like, hard training sessions. And I feel good. It's just, I need good sleep. I take naps in between the two classes, the morning class and the night class. And then there's some nights where I stay up later than I should. I'm watching something and, The Godfather or something come on. I'm like, I already seen it 100 times, but like, still gonna watch it, right? I'm like, man, I gotta go to sleep. And so, you don't heal right.
Mm.
So, hydration, the right foods, vitamins, of course, and then sleep. But you can have the right foods and hydration and not enough sleep, and your body's going to break down because it didn't heal itself. The soreness that you feel, it's never going to go away. So
Mhm.
you need proper sleep. That's why like the military, Marines, the Navy SEALs, whatever, they put their soldiers through these um courses or whatever with no sleep. They need them to be able to think and react and still fight with little to no sleep in these hard conditions, right? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, it's important that you get that in order for you to heal unless you're training like them. But you're right.
Right. Right. And I switched over to health and fitness topic, by
Mm.
the way. What's your workout routine outside of class?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 miles a day. Now that my knee is better, I'm running again, so that feels really good just to be outside and running outside. Man, I didn't do that for 7 months. I think something like that. I mean, it was yeah, it was hard. Yeah, and I've been running since high school, I've been running for a long since 14, 15 years old, since wrestling,
Mm.
you know, boxing right after that. So I've always been running. Um, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is weight training. And then of course 2 training sessions a day during the week, Monday to Thursday with jiu-jitsu, you know. So
Mhm.
Friday night, like tonight, I don't go to class. And then Saturday night we don't have class, Sunday night we don't have class. So, but besides that, it's 6 days a week, you know. So three cardio sessions, and then the weight training, and then plus the 2 jiu-jitsu sessions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, how do you balance the physical demands of jujitsu training with a need for rest and recovery to prevent injury and burnout?
I gotta go to sleep. Like I when I take those naps, I mean, not everyone's fortunate enough to be able to do that, right? Like
Mhm.
that's just what it is. You get up and go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. You don't come home till in the afternoon. You grab your stuff. You gotta go to jiu-jitsu class. I'm fortunate enough to where I get that break in between the classes where I do get a good hour, sometimes hour and a half nap. Put the earplugs in, fans on, and
Mm.
I and then I get up and I feel ready for the night class, ready to
Mhm.
teach, ready to train. When I don't get that because I'm busy, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't get that, I feel it. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Mhm.
it. I just feel it's the same. It's just sleep. You need rest.
Sleep.
Your body needs rest. Hmm.
What's your favorite move or position?
Oh man, I got a bunch of those, man. Favorite move is just smashing people. Just um, I play a lot of different. I don't have just one game. I have a lot. I like the De La Hiva. I like X guard. I like the butterfly guard, half guard, and I mix them all together, so they kind of all one game for me. So I don't have like just one position that I do. I think when you first start out, you kind of gravitate towards one thing, but
Mm.
then as you grow and train for many years, you just have all these things to play with because you
Mm.
know all this stuff now that you just take whatever's given to you. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
love them all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like working with them all. I do. I do.
How do you help students develop their own personal style and approach to jujitsu while still emphasizing the fundamentals?
Their body types.
Mm.
You can just tell, like, tall, lengthy person should be working triangles, arm bars, playing off their back. Uh, their flexibility. Like you can just tell the way someone's built, like, oh, they're built probably for this game or for that game, or they'll probably do work better. Hey, watch this guy, look up this guy on YouTube. He's built very similar to you. I think you'll like his
Mm.
moves. So I do that a lot for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I kind of that's kind of how I kind of
Approach it.
yeah move people in the
Mm.
right direction because um it's just the way they're built. There's a
Mhm.
lot of guys that have been there, done that before you, and they're really good, and they look very similar to you. You should
Mhm.
probably work their style of jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
How long do you plan to continue to train jujitsu, for example? Could you see yourself rolling in your 60s?
absolutely, absolutely. I just don't. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. You got people like what Betsy's 59,
Yeah.
and then Julie's 66.
Mhm.
Well, there you go.
Mm.
Julie's 66 years old, man. Like, Julie's an inspiration. Like, man, hey, Julie's training. That gives me really good hope that, like, in 20 years, I can still be training jujitsu, right?
Right.
She's 66.
And she's new and
Yeah.
she loves
And
it.
she loves it. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to switch over to goals just to get through some of these real quick. Do you have any remaining personal goals?
Yeah. I still have a couple more tournaments. I still want to compete. My knee's better. Um, I just bought these 2 homes, man. So I've been rehabbing and doing all this stuff. It's been like a 6 month, 7 month process trying to get all this stuff situated. But plus just making sure my knee is good. So just, you know, trying to stay with the competition scene. Maybe not so much the big ones, but like the smaller ones, you know.
Mhm.
The big ones take a lot to prepare for. You know, you really gotta separate yourself from teaching a little bit and just be a student and just focus on
Mm.
training, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I can't be rehabbing homes and like I can't have other stuff on
Right.
the plate. It has to be like just
Distractions.
right. It has to be like just jujitsu for me to do those. And so, but I'm in shape enough and I train enough to where like I could go do a DC Open, a Tampa Open, you know, Boise Open, somewhere like that, couple matches and I'm good. So, yeah.
What are your future goals for the academy?
I would like to, it's kind of like a love hate relationship with the goal, but I would like to buy a building, something that should have been done a long time ago. I just keep dragging my feet on it, but I really need to get to it and build my own building.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And have that and then just build it kind of the way I want it and just newer, more updated kind of thing. I think we have a nice place. Put a lot of work into that place, but I like to have something be my own, my
Mhm.
own building and I'm paying myself for the building, not the landlord. Yeah.
Do you plan on opening other academies?
Mm-mm. I just I want one beast location. I'll help students or anyone else that wants to open up like under me, like under the name or like their own name. We kind of partner or something like that, but they would be running it, not me. Yeah, I can't be in two places at the same time. I know so many people that have tried to do that and they're just burning themselves out with both.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like because hey, you see me here, but then the next time I'm over there, we're like, hey, coach, why aren't you over here? But yeah, I'm over here. Like, hey, I like you over here though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I can't do that. So
Mhm.
I teach. I don't teach Muay Thai, this, that, whatever. I teach Jiu-Jitsu because that's what I'm good at. And I got one location because I want one great location versus two okay ones. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's your wildest dream for the academy?
Um, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the wildest dream, but like a dream right now, I would like to have more competitors. I would like to be back out on the big stages, Pans, Worlds, Master Worlds, American Nationals, the big tournaments. I would love to have my students back out there again. Because we don't do those anymore, right?
Mm.
We don't. And I used to be there every year. Every year every year we'd have a team out there and we'd be killing it. Just I have it just it's just different now.
When did that change?
Mm, maybe 6 years ago, something like that. It just really just more people started to come in. They just really didn't want to compete. They just But when I first started, I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky. It was just the time. But the students I had come in, they wanted it. And
Mm.
when we went to Japan, we went to Brazil, we went to Portugal, like we flew out of the country together and we would go
Mm.
around the country together. We'd be in Vegas every year. Like, man, I'd take 10 people to California and compete at Pans. I mean, it was awesome. Like, and now it's just like we don't do that. And to say that I wouldn't want that or I wouldn't dream about that again, I'd be lying for sure. I would love to have my team like just go back out and kill it again. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like just go out there. I know we can. Like I put too much into you guys to just hide it inside the school. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's so that would be a different the kids. I mean, you see all those trophies on the wall. When's the last time we had a kids trophy? It's been a long time. It's
Mm.
been a long time. We got great kids. I got a lot of kids. I got more kids than we got ever. Teens, everything. Why can't we just close the school down and go out and compete? Right?
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, there's many more questions that I didn't get to, but I have every podcast I close out with one last question, which is your definition of happiness. What is that? What is that? What does that mean?
Um,
What does happiness mean?
happiness for me is where I'm at right now. Like I don't. I can't think of anything else that I want. I mean, I yeah, could I have a nicer car? I mean, I got a new Silverado, I got a new Camaro, I got new Cadillac. I mean, I do want a Corvette, but I mean, Jackson got his Corvette. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I want to get one of those. But I get to train the way I want. Um, my financiers are good. Just bought a couple extra homes. You know, I just got to recoup the money that I put in those homes. Um, I'm healthy. I'm back to training. My knee is good. Um, Family's good. You know, I mean, Sophia's healthy. Danielle's healthy. There's nothing wrong with them. My parents are good. They seem to be doing good. I'm in a good place. I mean, I wouldn't change anything.
Mhm.
I
Living the
just
life you wanna
Yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah. I built it. Like I
Yeah.
built it. Like I worked hard to get here. I could
Mhm.
be doing more, um, but then it would take away from like what I'm doing.
The joy.
You know,
Mhm.
so you don't want to get comfortable, too comfortable. I know that's a killer of success. Um, but at the same time, man, like there's a lot of people that do what I do, but they don't train the way I do, right? They got
Right.
other business. They got the jiu-jitsu business and they have a guy teaching, let's say KJ. Like KJ's teaching, he's me, right? He would take my place and then I remove myself from the school and I'm an off-site owner. I own the business and I run it, but I'm not there. Maybe I come in once or twice a week, say hello to some people or whatever, train every now and then. There's a lot of people in
Mm.
my position that do that. And they're doing other things and they got kids and they're at home with their families and I get it. That's cool. That's what makes them happy. But I've already explained that doesn't make me happy. Sitting at home
Mhm.
does not make me happy. And honestly, like going to the beach and stuff like that, I owe Sophia a vacation. We're supposed to go somewhere and she's on me about it. But and I'm just trying to get past the stuff with these houses first. Once I get the other, tenants and everything, I gotta take her somewhere. But man, I can do that like 2 days top, maybe three. I can only lay on the beach for so long and then just like have a drink and then like go in the water, cool off a little bit, then come back and then like, oh yeah, this is great, this is great, and then like, okay, then what about jujitsu? You know what I mean? Like, I need to train, I need to work out. You
Mhm.
know, um, th-
That's
that
awesome.
I can't. You hear these guys say, "Oh yeah, when I retire, I'm gonna sit on the beach and I'm never." And that I don't know how I can't do that. I have to be active. I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna be working out. Working on my yard. You know, I got palm trees in the back. I got Japanese maples in the front. And I got my front yard's all nice. I try to keep my everything all nice in the front and the back, and um, you know, help my nephew and his friends. Get into this place, and I really wouldn't change anything. I'm good where
Yeah.
I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, oh, I wish I had more of this or more of that. Could I change my situation with where we live and like my neighbor? Yeah, that'd be nice. I got the neighbor from hell kind of situation I've been dealing with since I moved in 2019, and it's rough.
Mhm.
But I mean that's minor. But overall, I mean, yeah, I'm good.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like. That's why I hope that the ones that are listening, like I think they take not all, but they take it for granted that I'm when I'm there
Mm.
because I could easily not be there, right?
Mhm.
And you're just not gonna be as good if I'm not there. I mean, KJ does a great job, Danielle does a great job, Luis does a great job, Rennie does a great job, but it's not their school, right?
Agree.
That's not their school. It's mine,
Agree.
right? So, um, that's just where I like to be at. I
Oh,
like being on the mat. I'm 48 and I just don't want to sit at home in a rocking chair. You would just think like back in a long time ago, like someone that's 48, like they're just they're at home,
Right.
right? Watching TV. They're done. Life's over. Like they're retiring. Like
Yeah,
they're not, they're
right.
they're just they're grandpa. You know what I mean, or something. Nah, man. Nah. It's just yeah, yeah. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Well, shout out to Sophia for her birthday.
Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and thank you for your time. And it was great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. Thank you.